Howdy, you guys. So, happy Wednesday, but not really happy Wednesday, to be honest with you guys. Let's move this down a little bit. Today's topic is was gonna be about Wes Watson and the recent stuff that has came out. It's not going to be that. In fact, it's gonna be something that I'm probably gonna lose my cool and get angry about because it's the most sickening shit that I've ever seen or heard or anything. And as a father, it makes me angry to think that there's people like this in the world, especially what we're going to talk about. So the big piece of backstory on what changed over the past day is we were on our way to pick up parts for Project Gramps, the 64 Plymouth Valiant that we're building on the main channel for my grandfather. Um, to go finish stripping the parts car at my buddy Chris's. And on the way, I'm on my phone, uh, just looking at videos, things like that. Trying always trying to come up with new content for Wednesday. Like, okay, well, this is this could be a cool topic to talk about. This could be a sick topic to talk about. This could be a very angry topic to talk about. And I came across this video that we're gonna click into here in a minute, and I didn't even know this had happened. This is actually from my home state of Indiana. This happened roughly 2020, I believe, 2021. I wasn't doing this channel at that time, nor did I don't even remember hearing about this on the news. But I saw this video, heard the facts, and it upright made me mad. So let's try not to lose our cool too much. Let's try to keep this as level headed as we can. But this is a serious topic to me, and this is something that I want to show how demonistic people can be, if that's even a word, how evil people can be, especially the people that are you're supposed to trust. So let's dive on into this. Oh, if you're expecting a laughing, joking video, I don't know how much of that we're gonna get in because it's just sickening. But I felt like this needed to be talked about, and so hopefully you guys like me enough to stick around. But if not, come back next week for Wes Watson, which will be April 1st, and we'll clown on him, we'll kadoosh on him, and we'll keep it going. So let's dive on in, you guys. Alrighty, you guys. So this is from a YouTube channel called, can't really see without my glasses, but my glasses are broke. The Mystery Machine. Now, these guys found this or did a video on this a while back. This is actually this video right here, which was posted a year ago. Now, we're going to watch this together. I'm going to attempt to do what I always do and just to give you guys my reaction. Again, I'm going to apologize ahead of time if I get a little upset in this, but this is a very sensitive topic to me and probably to most people. And stuff like this just makes me angry. Um, let's dive on in again. I'm sorry, but this ain't going to be like a lighthearted hee hee ha ha, look at this idiot type video. And once we dive on in, you'll understand why. Um, this is a sad story. Do not follow if you just understand this is a very sad story, and this is the story of a monster. And let's dive on it.
Full and outstanding young man. He had blonde hair, blue eyes, and a wide, toothy smile. His nicknames were Bubba and
Rewind.
Christian Ray Crossland was born in Muncie, Indiana on July 12, 2016 to Chelsea Lanett Crossland.
Muncie is about a town about, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours away from me. I live in right outside Bio County, Indiana. Um, so I don't know how I missed this or I didn't hear about it, or I mean, 2021 wasn't my best year for like myself mentally, physically, and emotionally. My mom died right around there. Girlfriend 3 years left, so maybe that's why, or maybe it's just because I just wasn't big in the news back then, but or this YouTube stuff. Let's keep watching. Just it gets bad.
He was described as a sweet, wonderful, and outstanding young man. He had blonde hair, blue eyes, and a wide, toothy smile. His nicknames were Bubba and Bubby. He liked the children's program Paw Patrol and anything related to John Deere tractors, monster trucks, and the family dog Fred. When he
So he was a typical kid.
was just a toddler, Brittany Ballinger and her boyfriend Trevor Easton began caring for him, raising him as if he was their own son. The couple lived with Brittany's mother and brother, and the whole family doted on him. Images they shared on social media showed a happy, well-loved, and adventurous
So
little
keep in mind, I don't know how to word this. This little boy and the woman you're seeing in the photo isn't his biological mom, but she is his mom. Understand that. Blood does not make you a father, a mother. Blood is genetic. And I know this personally because a year ago, I spent 6 months caring for a child that wasn't mine, got emotionally attached, and that child's no longer with me, but he is his name, and his favorite Ninja Turtle is on my arm. It was not his blood, but nobody will ever tell me he wasn't my son. He was my son. Blood is just genetic. A parent is someone that cares, loves for you, takes care of you, is there for you. When your whole world's collapsing, the person that's there for you. The person never gives up, when the person that loves you unconditionally, that would sacrifice their own happiness for you if it came down to it. That would give their life for you in a split without even thinking. That's a parent. That's a loved one.
boy. He learned to ride a bike and was captured mid-pedal, smiling brightly. He liked to play outside and go fishing at the lake with Trevor. The family captured so many moments that were ordinary, but also very precious. The photos showed him sleeping peacefully, catching snowflakes on his tongue, helping drive a tractor, and pretending to shave with shaving cream in a spoon.
Picked a great mane, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
VoiceMod gives you over 100.
They showed hugs from Grandma, a pile of presents on Christmas morning, and standing on hay bales at a pumpkin patch. Some were taken on ordinary days, sitting in his car seat or being held by Brittany or Trevor. During the years he spent with the family, he had the kind of childhood that every kid deserves.
According to Chelsea's mother, Gladys Crossland, Chelsea's childhood in Texas was very different. She was a troubled child, and her father, Randy Crossland, was in prison for most of her life. He also suffered from anxiety and schizophrenia that Gladys believed he passed down to Chelsea. Their family moved to Indiana in 2012, but Chelsea's life didn't get any easier. Gladys said Chelsea had a series of dangerous boyfriends who committed DV against her, and at least one even tried to strangle her.
None of the stuff that you guys are hearing really matters in the end, which we'll get to that. You'll understand why I said it, and I'll even come back and talk about it once we get to that point.
Gladys said on several occasions Chelsea told her that she wanted to hurt herself, even to the point of wanting to end everything. Chelsea was 21 years old when she had Christian. She already had 2 daughters by the time he was born. Her first girl was born in 2013 and her second in 2014. Some friends remembered her being a good mother to these girls. Based on their last names, which we won't mention to protect their identity, their father had ended his relationship with Chelsea by the time Christian was born, and Chelsea was in a new relationship with one Nick Riddle. News reports refer to Nick Riddle as Christian's father, and Nick claimed him as his son, but there were rumors he wasn't Christian's biological father. After Christian was born, Chelsea tried to focus on putting her growing family first, or at least cultivating the impression that she was focusing on them. In November of 2017, she got the word family tattooed on her wrist. In August of 2018,
No, we're not going to call this woman a mom. She's a monster. And you'll see why I'm saying that. This Chelsea bitch is a monster. Pardon my French. And you'll see why. Just stay tuned.
she posted pictures of her 3 children walking hand in hand. She captured one with "My happiness." And above the other photo, she wrote, "We're gonna be good, just believe that." Despite her assurances, her life seemed to be in constant chaos. She was in several failed relationships, and people seemed to come into her life briefly, then leave just as quickly. In September of 2018, she posted the comment, "I just want to run away with my babies and never come back." Some of her troubles might be explained by a comment she made in November of 2018 during an argument with her mother online. Chelsea posted, and I quote, "I hate stupid snitching bitches, like for real." And friends commented on the post asking what happened. Chelsea explained her sister had caused some sort of trouble, though she didn't explain what.
Well, snitches. I'm gonna spoil something. She's a drug addict, so chances are, found drugs snitched on her to somebody, mom, dad, fucking brother, sister, the landlord. Who knows? But this evil fucking bitch should have never been able to have kids.
Exactly her sister did. She said, "It's my so-called sister. All she does is run her fucking mouth, talk shit, start shit. It's just sad, really. Pathetic." Though her mother's side of the conversation has been deleted, in Chelsea's response, she claimed her mother took her sister's side, like she always did, allegedly. She said, "But of course you're gonna defend her, as always, lol." In another comment, she said, "You're the one that comes at me with some dumb shit because you side with her every single."
How fucking old are we? You're posting all this on Facebook. You're a fucking adult. Act like it. You're posting this. You're an idiot. This Chelsea bitch she's an idiot, and I'm calling her a bitch because she's a fucking bitch. She's a monster. She's a cunt. You post all this on social media. Like, who needs to know all this stupid shit?
Fucking time. You wasn't brought into this. Nobody made you comment on here, but of course you had to defend her, because she's always right, huh? She does no wrong, LMFAO. But if you want to say that it's the right thing to do to snitch, then okay. When Chelsea's friends were brought up, she told her mother,
Or you just don't do nothing illegal or wrong, and nobody can snitch on you for it. See, it's and a snitch snitches on somebody to get out of trouble. So, were you in trouble? Because an ordinary citizen like me that sees Joe Blow doing something wrong, I go tell the police. That's not snitching. That's just I don't live by that code. So did she live by that code? Was she involved in it? Because a snitch tells on somebody to get out of trouble. A rat is somebody that would have been involved with you in the crime and then told on you to get out of trouble. See, there's a difference between snitches and rats. Just understand that.
that in her opinion, they were more loyal to her than her family actually was.
But none of this matters to what she did.
She assured her mother that she'll be fine without her sister in her life, saying, "They are actually, to be honest, the only ones that have been."
No, I think it's the other way around. Your sister should be fine without you in your life because you're a fucking despicable human being. Man, I don't even want to. You're a demon. You're not even a fucking human being.
Having my back and wanting better for me, that instead of driving me to do my fucking dope, actually are here for me, gave me a fucking place to go.
Again, will somebody in the comment section right now explain to me why we need to post this on fucking Facebook of all things? Do your fucking dope. How about you be a fucking mom? How about that? How about that? How about you put the glass dick down for a minute and be a fucking parent? How about that? I mean, being a parent is fucking not really that hard to be a present parent. It can be emotionally hard sometimes, but as far as just to come in, put 10% in, make sure your child knows it's loved, it's cared for, that's not hard to do. You should want to do that. You're a parent, which she's not.
Go and want better for me. I lost myself, damn near gave up completely. Only reason I didn't was because
I, I wish you would have gave up completely and you would have took that really long nap 6 feet under. I really do.
Because of my kids and the very few friends that
Your kids don't need you, and you definitely didn't need to be in their life.
I do actually got. I never needed her. Never
Your
will
family should be
either. I
ashamed
mean,
of
come
you.
on now, and trust me, I'll be perfectly fine without the BS and drama in my life. You always side with her and her bitch. I don't know though. I see shit for how it really is.
No, 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 no. Again, you're in your 20s. Why are you posting this bullshit on Facebook? There's just some shit that don't need to be on Facebook. Your family drama don't need to be on Facebook. Don't need to be outed to the whole fucking world.
In addition to revealing the deep rifts in her family life, Chelsea's comments about her dope and giving up also pointed to two of her serious struggles: substance use and her continuing struggle with mental illness and depression. Chelsea never named the friends that she considered loyal, but that could have included Brittany and her family. They were the type of family that had offered a helping hand. As early as 2017, pictures of Chelsea showed up on Brittany's social media account, and in May of 2019, Chelsea posted a picture of Brittany on her social media.
Their friendship might explain, in part, why Christian ended up living with the Ballinger family. In late 2017, Brittany posted that a wonderful Christmas present that year would be finding 2 pink lines on a pregnancy test because she wanted a baby. Meanwhile, Chelsea had posted that her mother bought a pack of condoms and encouraged her to use them. Next to the picture of the
Again, why did this need to be posted on fucking Facebook? I hate, like, if I'm like your friend on Facebook and we're not like close fucking friends, and if we're close friends, I'm just gonna turn off notifications so I don't see any of your posts. But if we're close friends on Facebook and you're posting this fucking bullshit drama, you're going fucking where I'm like not gonna see any of your posts. Like however I did, I've done and whatever the fuck. But if we're not close friends and you post this, I'm fucking blocking you, bro. Like I'm out. Like I know because I do this channel, a lot of people think, "Oh, he must like drama. He must like all this bullshit." No, I don't. I like being left alone. Pretty much. I don't do crowds. I don't like large groups of people. I stay to myself in real life. I do my own thing, and I try to stay away from drama. I don't thrive in it.
condoms, Chelsea said, "My mom comes in and throws this at me and says, 'Use this next time.' She really thinks she funny, y'all." Shaking my head.
You have 3 kids. One, you left with these people. Thank God they had him for the time they did, because they were wonderful parents to this little boy. Wonderful parents. You'll see here in a minute. Wonderful parents. Loved this boy unconditionally, like loved him like he was their own. And I hate saying that because he was theirs. Use a condom. Not to mention, you want to be here for your kids. It protects you against STDs like AIDS and shit like that could kill you. It keeps your dirty snatch clean.
LOL. It might have been as simple as Chelsea wasn't able to take care of Christian and wanted him to be cared for by someone who really wanted him. Or it may have been even more complicated than that. Later, when Brittany was asked if Trevor had been in a relationship with Chelsea, she said she had heard rumors, but had never personally seen any evidence of a relationship between the two. Some people thought Trevor was Christian's biological father, and he often called Christian his son, but there were no public records of paternity test results to settle the matter. We are left to guess because Chelsea never explained her reasons, but in early 2018, she left Christian in the care of Brittany and Trevor. The couple was living with Brittany's mother, Rhonda Ballinger, and Brittany's brother, Dustin Ballinger, still lived in the family home as well. Trevor's sister, Christina Easton, often visited and loved being an aunt.
So the horrible bitch left her son with these people who loved and adored him. I'm gonna give my opinions here, and I know better than to do this on this channel, but I'm gonna give my fucking opinions here. And maybe it's because I've never struggled with addiction. Maybe it's, but in my head, you love your child. if you're not this bitch and you love your child, how can you hold your child for the first time? Hold them. And when you do that, it's when you hold your child for the first time, you just it's hard to explain. Like, you just know that you would do anything in the world, anything it would take to protect them and keep them safe and healthy. When I don't talk about it a lot here, when I held my daughter for the first time, I cried like a baby. It was the most adorable thing that I've ever held, the most precious thing, and still is the most precious thing in my life. I could never imagine just saying, "Here, take her." I could never imagine picking drugs over her, or cars, or right now my phone rang and my ex significant other said, "Hey, she needs you right now," or we're at the hospital. Boom, gone. I'll fucking walk there if I have to. I just these types of people I don't get. My father, my mother were both addicts for the majority of my childhood, but my parents never put the drugs above us. We always had food in our bellies. We were always happy kids. We always got what the fuck we wanted. I had good parents, and they were so not all addicts are bad people, but the addicts that choose drugs over their children, I don't understand how you can do that. And maybe it's because I've never struggled with it. No, let's keep going.
Christian.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a fun.
In 2019, Chelsea moved back to Texas for almost a year, likely leaving the girls behind with family members. Her online posts during that year focused mostly on romantic relationships, what kind of love that she thought she deserved, finding a new boyfriend, and then feeling underappreciated after. In July, she posted a meme that
Why not just say the truth? She was a fucking whore. Why not just say the truth? She's a fucking whore. She's a hoe. Like, let's be real. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Let's be honest.
read, "Am I single? Am I in a relationship? Am I h***ing?" Find out on the next episode of Mind Your
If I was fucking talking to somebody or dating somebody or even thinking about dating somebody and this is the type of shit they posted, I'm gonna treat it for what it's for, a fling. If a fling happens, keep you over here, but keep my feelings away from the situation, because you posting this, I'm gonna take you as a hoe, and you only down for the dick, and you're gonna be out the first chance you get. Sorry, not sorry. That's how I view shit like this.
business. After at least one, possibly more, failed relationships in Texas, she returned to Indiana in 2020.
Oh, great.
Later that year,
My home
she was
state.
involved in a motor vehicle accident and left the scene before police could talk to her. She was charged with DUI.
Of course she did. Of fucking course. She probably didn't have insurance. Probably fucking hurt this person, because being in an accident, I'm living proof of that, fucks you up. No matter how small of an accident it is, chances are you're gonna get fucked up. Thankfully, lady that hit me, nice lady dying of cancer. She didn't just run away from the scene. Thank fucking God.
Fleeing an officer and leaving the scene of an accident. She was found guilty in a jury trial and given a 2.5-year suspended sentence.
Oh, fuck me.
She was only required to serve 12 days in jail and was able to complete her time over several weekends, presumably so she could work during the week.
At some point, she and Nick rekindled their relationship, but it was rocky.
If they would have just kept this stupid bitch in prison or jail, the story we're watching wouldn't have unfolded. I love
He
legal
got a
systems.
protection order against Chelsea, but the
I mean,
judge
this bitch can hit somebody and run away from the scene, but if I protect myself in a self-defense situation, I have to worry about going to prison for the rest of my life. But this is the same justice system that if you're a fucking chomo, you get less time than somebody dealing drugs, or that is an addict themselves and doing drugs. Tell me how the fuck that makes any sense.
Dismissed it when the court found out that he was violating the order by staying with her. He ended up in jail for 2 days, and she pled to a misdemeanor invasion of privacy. As part of her plea deal, she was given a 6-month suspended sentence and probation. While Chelsea was running around and getting into trouble, Trevor and Brittany were raising Christian. Brittany said he was a happy and outgoing boy who never.
These are Christian's parents. These people. And the man at the end did something that I understand.
Never seemed sick and always had a healthy appetite. In 2020, the couple married and continued to raise Christian as their own throughout 2021. Their social media accounts are full of simple moments that reflect their love for each other and for Christian. In one, Brittany snapped a picture of 2 homemade cookies she'd found in her packaged lunch. On the corner of the plastic bag, Trevor wrote,
"This little boy," I'm gonna spoil a little bit for you guys. This little boy is about to go through hell. And sadly, this little boy goes through hell and does not make it.
"Have a good night, Trevor and Christian." Her caption for the photo said, "Opened my bag and found this. It's the little things in life that mean the most. I love you both." Christian stayed with them for over 3 years. By then, he was 5 years old, fully potty trained, and old enough to start kindergarten, though.
Now that's an important thing that we're going to come back on. He was fully potty trained. Fully potty trained. Which means he could go to the bathroom on his own, all that.
With a birthday in July, he must have missed the cutoff.
In 2021, Chelsea got pregnant for the 4th time. She
fucking
had another
bullshit.
baby boy in November that year. After the baby was born, she decided she needed to have her family back together. She got the girls
My opinion here, but for more government assistance.
back and asked Brittany and Trevor to return Christian. Because there was never a formal arrangement, they hadn't adopted him and didn't have any established legal right to.
This is a big thing. And if you go back to my video a month ago, when I talk about the caseworker, Mikey's caseworker, because Mikey, just in case you guys know, was a boy that my ex was adopting, turned into a whole feud. Anyways, my ex, the person that was adopting him, left him here in my care. Caseworker told me I was going to get him. Then a family member stepped up, which comes in ties, which I'm going to tie in with this, means you have no legal right. I was not Mikey's biological father. I had no blood ties to him, even though that shouldn't matter. I loved him. I still love him. He's still my son. Even when I talk to my daughter about him, it's her brother. I had no choice. I had to be like, and just do one of the most hardest things I've ever done in my adult life, and just hug him goodbye and tell him goodbye. Hence why I have that. He's not dead or nothing. He's just not with me. And dementia runs in my family, and I never want to forget him. So he'll always be with me. So what they're doing here, they don't have no choice, even though they've been raising him for years and consider him their son. They had no they couldn't do nothing besides, how I feel, bend over, grunt, and bear it because it's gonna hurt.
Keep him, they had to give him back to his mother. They were allowed to keep him for one more Christmas, but on January
I feel like, and this is how I feel, and a lot of people probably won't agree with me on this. Blood shouldn't matter, whether it was in my situation or theirs, as long as you love the child and you want to be there throughout their life, and you can prove that you love them and that you want to be their parent through your actions, through all that, then blood shouldn't matter. The legal system be like, okay, this person cares about this child. This child will have the best life with this person. Okay, complete these if you want parenting courses and then go on about your day. Like, that's how I view it is. But sadly, that's not how the system works here in the United States, or I don't think any country. Sadly, the justice system would rather put a child back in a situation like this than to put them with a loving family that loves and adores that child and sees that child as their own child.
8th, 2022, he moved back in with Chelsea at her home on Southwestern Avenue in Portland, Indiana.
Since you're already playing games anyway, why not earn some free rewards while you're at it? All you need to do is download Buff.
Since he wasn't in school yet, he would be spending all day, every day, at home with Chelsea and the baby. For the next 74 days, which would make every one of those days a nightmare for him.
Click off warning. What you guys are about to hear is the most horrendous shit you could imagine. Click off now. If you're squeamish, if you get angry, is because this was probably going to piss me off. What we're about to watch, I'm probably going to get upset. But understand, I'm a parent, and just understand that.
She would later claim she was suffering from postpartum depression and other mental illnesses, but that doesn't explain why
That's no excuse for what we're about to see. Now, keep my Christian, the boy, is back with his biological mother. And he's not in school yet. He's with her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, however that works. Understand that.
she insisted on having him there when she wasn't well enough to care for him. Around this time, Nick claimed Chelsea told him she wished the boy were dead. There's no
1 minute. Talking about her fucking son. Who could say that about their kid? I would. This woman tells you this, and whoever, she told her boyfriend, I'm assuming, whatever the fuck his name is, and you didn't call CPS or you. I've dated tons of women, at least 4 that had children. These women have if they ever looked at me and said, "I wish my child was dead," I'd be like, "Oh fuck, this bitch is crazy. I gotta call CPS because this shit." But first of all, I would try to get on recording that she said this shit. That way, I could be like, "Look, this is what she said. Please get this child the fuck up out of here before something bad happens to this child by her hands because she's obviously a monster that can say this about her child." Don't care. I could. How could you just? How could you fucking utter these?
evidence he acted on that information or told anyone else what he had heard. At some point, Trevor's sister
If you can see this, whatever the fuck your name is, you're a bitch. I hope you get gonosyphilades in your foot.
Christina visited Chelsea. While she was there, she heard Chelsea yell at Christian for getting food out of the fridge, stressing he needed to ask for permission first.
This child, was hungry, and to get in his own fucking fridge to get food because he's hungry, or even if he's not hungry, he's just fucking bored. Who gives a shit? Let him eat. You're getting government fucking assistance for the child. At least let him eat the fucking food the government's paying for. And even if they're not paying for it, he's hungry. Let him eat. My parents, dude. My parents, my grandparents. Dude, when I go over to my grandma's house, to this day, this woman will try to fuck. This woman, I love her to death, and I don't. I said the one word earlier that she's not that she don't like, which is cunt. But my grandmother, awesome woman, love her to death. Her and my grandpa, I love them to death. Even as a kid, dude, I would go and She'd be trying to make food for everybody, dude. I bring a girlfriend over, dude. She's trying to make food for every. My parents, my grandparents, never used to bitch and tell us we need to ask permission to get into the fridge to get food. And if okay, even if it's food that needs to be cooked, he's obviously hungry. Why don't you get off your lazy ass and stop watching fucking Grey's Anatomy and make the kid food? Even if it's fucking chicken nuggets, cook him some fucking food. Be mom. There's only one person that ever griped at me and my sister and my cousins as kids for getting in the fridge. And that was my great grandmother, who was like 80 years old. She was old. Love her to death though. She's a great one. I wish she was still around today. And because we were always opening up the fridge, and she would look at us and go, "Nothing's changed. Grab some food and get out of it." But even then, my grandma wouldn't have starved us. My great grandma would have cooked us food if we wanted food. Like it just it irks my nerves. Like maybe you guys probably see my like I just feel anger and sadness for this feel the sadness for the child and her other children, and anger for her, because this little boy was in a house, people that loved, adored him, and took care of him for fucking multiple years, and you took that away so you get more fucking money on your EBT card.
After Christian accidentally wet his pants,
That's not what a mom does. Listen, a mom, if she's not mentally capable and she's depressed and all this shit, and she has people that can take care of her child and provide a happy, healthy life for her child, she'd be like, okay, look, here you go. Like if you had a child and your grandma was more of a mom than your fucking mom was, and your grandma wanted you where your mom didn't, but she kept you because she was a controlling, conniving little bitch, your mom should have gave you to that grandma that would have loved and adored you and was always there for you. But sadly, we got people that are wearing that mom badge that aren't moms, hiding behind mental illnesses and shit.
she said Chelsea forced him into a cold shower to clean him up. She heard him crying and heard
This child, what it pissed himself, and this demon threw this poor baby in a cold shower.
Chelsea tell him, "You gotta learn."
And when he was crying, said, "Well, you gotta learn." I don't know what to say there. How do we let people like this be parents? Something that
On February 8th, Chelsea's mother Gladys said she visited Chelsea and the kids. She remembered the date because it was her birthday and she wanted to celebrate with her daughter.
Do you trust your girl?
Of course I do.
Enough to research her on Spokio?
I don't know, baby. Do I trust you?
Yeah, he trusts me.
I don't know.
He trusts me really good.
She claimed she saw Christian and he seemed fine to her. She didn't notice anything that concerned her. Nick claimed he visited.
Now Gladys, this old decrepit cunt. Sorry. Bitch is gonna come into frame here in a minute.
In early March and said Christian looked happy and smiley. He didn't think anything was wrong. A week or so later, Brittany and Christina went to Chelsea's house for a birthday party, but they didn't see Christian while they were there. When they asked why he wasn't celebrating with everyone else, Chelsea told them he was being bad and had to stay in his room as punishment.
Kid wasn't being bad. You're gonna find out why this kid wasn't present, and these are my. I'll give my opinions on it when that happens, and I'll try to tie these two scenes together for y'all.
Though the adults didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, his older sisters, who were 8 years old and 9 years old at the time, knew that there was something very, very wrong happening, but were likely too scared to say anything. Behind closed doors, Chelsea punished Christian by choking him, hitting him, and not feeding him for days at a time.
What kind of monster chokes their child, starves their child, beats their child? I'm not talking a spanking. I'm not talking nothing like that. There's a difference between spanking and beating your child. What kind of person what kind of monster could do this? To choke your child, to beat to beat your child, to starve your child, using food as a punishment?
Younger
It gets
sister
worse.
said she would try to sneak food to Christian while her mom was asleep. She and her sister both said he was so hungry, he sometimes ate his own solid waste out of death.
Oh my god. This kid was so fucking hungry. He ate his own shit. I need a minute. Who could do this to their fucking child?
Desperation.
Eventually, it was too much. His weakened body couldn't withstand another beating, and Christian stopped breathing. According to his 10-year-old sister, Chelsea talked out loud to herself, asking what she should do with Christian's body. She said she saw her mother go to the cupboard and get out a trash bag to put him in before changing her mind and calling for an ambulance. At around 11,
She beat her child, starved and beat her child to death. This child was so fucking hungry that he was eating his own. Out of his diaper. He was potty trained. When these parents, let him back with this monster because they didn't have no legal right to him. He was potty trained. Why the fuck was he back in a diaper for?
30 p.m. on March 24th, Chelsea called 911 to report that Christian had gotten out of the bathtub, fallen downstairs, and knocked himself unconscious. In a voice that wavered several times, either with emotion or because she was trying to sound upset, she told the dispatcher, "I tried everything I could." She said her son wasn't breathing and hadn't taken a breath for about an hour and a half before she placed the call.
Fucking kidding me? Your baby isn't breathing. And you waited an hour. Right then, the police should have pulled up, shot you in your fucking face, and just. I wish you would have resisted arrest. And this person called herself a mother.
EMS director
An hour. If my daughter stopped breathing for fucking 10 seconds, let's go. We gotta go. I'm calling an ambulance. No. My daughter's asleep sometimes, and I'm checking to make sure she's still fucking breathing. I did that with Mikey when he was here. Check on him every 10, 15 minutes. Make sure he's breathing. I don't want my kids to die. Your child stops breathing for an hour before you call the police. An hour. Not stop breathing 10 seconds ago. And a whole.
Dr. Kyle Gerlach responded to the call and found Christian on the floor in the upstairs bathroom wearing only a diaper. He saw multiple bruises all over Christian's exposed skin and blood.
He was potty trained. Why was he back in a fucking diaper?
Around his face. The extended lack of oxygen made his face look blue. Director Gerlach described him as a very emaciated child with very little meat on his bones.
I'm sure the majority of you know what emaciated means. So, like, if we're talking about Barry, and we're talking about his dogs being emaciated, or we're talking about this poor child being emaciated, that means they're so fucking scrawny that you can see their fucking bones through their skin. Do you understand the how long an animal or a person has to be without food for their bones, for them to be emaciated? This monster took this child back, in my opinion, for the EBT benefits and the government assistance, rather than letting this child live a long, healthy life with somebody that loved him, that didn't see him as a paycheck, and secretly hated him and wished he would die. His own fucking mother said that she wished he was dead. His own mother starved him. Do you know how hungry you would have to be to eat your own shit? Do you It makes me sick.
He said the boy was so skinny, he could actually see the outline of Christian's bones through his skin. The director talked to Chelsea and she told him
5-year-old kid, a 5-year-old little boy, this monster did this to a 5-year-old little boy. Do you understand how big of a monster you would have to be to do this to a kid? To do this to a fucking human being? Let alone your child. She starved him so bad that this poor baby was so hungry he was eating his own shit.
she tried to do CPR for about half an hour before calling 911. He asked her to sign a required EMS form. He was taken aback by her signature. He said she signed it with her first name and a smiley face.
This bitch's child just died, and she's not upset that she just lost the most precious gift God could ever give you.
The officers who arrived with the EMS said the home was unkempt and filthy. There was plenty of food in the house. The fridge, freezer, and pantry were all full of food.
Face it, you don't sound like a
Lantern John career soldier.
No one believes your
war voice.
And that's why
they noted that Chelsea appeared calm and didn't cry when they talked to her.
So let's touch on the first fucking points this guy had just said. There was plenty of food in the house, but yet her son was emaciated enough where you could see a skeletal structure through his skin, and was so hungry at times he was eating his own feces. But let's go back to like 10 minutes ago when this guy points out the fact that this woman's mother or a friend or whoever came to visit, and this kid's mom was telling him to get out of the freezer, that he needed to ask first. Or the fact that she was using food as a punishment. This person, this whatever the fuck her name is, we call her Monster, should have been stoned to death. And I'm not talking like she likes to be stoned. I'm talking fucking grab a fucking red cinder block and throw it at her as she marches through the fucking streets. Because anybody, man, woman, that could do this to a human being, let alone your own child, does not deserve to be on this planet sucking in air. She took a little boy, a precious gift, a child, her child, and took him out of fucking existence because she hated him. How can you hate your child? How can you hate your child? How can you hate your child enough to wish he was dead and then eventually follow through on that wish?
One of Christian's sisters cried in the background. She told them that Christian's death was out of nowhere. She didn't understand how it could happen.
I understand it's because your mom was a piece of shit and wanted to beat the fuck out of your brother. Your mom was a piece of shit that starved her child so bad that he wanted to eat his own. Your mom should have had her tubes tied way before she ever had a child and never should have been allowed to have children.
Taped off the door of the home as the initial step of their investigation. Chelsea said to them, "So I'm guessing this is going to take a while." Officer,
are you fucking kidding me? You know what you've never once heard this person, this guy, or the other girl that's narrating this stuff, that's putting on side? Do you know what you've never heard them say? That she was sad, that she was physically lost, that she lost her child, that her child's dead, like severely saddened. Like that level of sadness, and I hope I never have to go through the loss of my child, like that kind of loss, like the indefinite loss. Because I want both my kids to be breathing and live a happy, normal life. Like, I don't want to imagine it, and I can't imagine it. I know this, and there's nobody that would be acting this way after they've lost their child. But this cruel Chelsea bitch killed her child, starved her child to death, beat her child, repeatedly used food as a fucking punishment, and starved her child so bad that you could see a skeletal structure through his skin, and had him so starved that he ate his.
officers found the
I want to say words
circumstances
on YouTube that
suspicious,
will get my
understandably,
channel
and
canceled.
requested assistance from the Indiana State Police. They were even more suspicious once they talked to the girls and realized Chelsea had waited for so long before she called for help. The state
An hour. She waited her child stopped breathing, and she waited an hour to try to get him help. An hour. A fucking hour. The minute I notice my child stopped breathing, we're getting EMTs here, and if they can't get here within 5 seconds, we're getting in the car, and I'm breaking every fucking speed limit on the way to the hospital to make sure my child is safe and to get them back to breathing.
State police asked Jay County prosecutor Wes Sheminar to come to the scene where he saw Christian laying on the bathroom floor. The sight of him, being so small, so beaten, and so skeletal, was burned into his mind.
Oh,
Later, he would say, the image of him.
Just hearing this shit, dude. It just. Like after this, I'm gonna have to record my other video for you guys for Tuesday, and or Wednesday, whenever, or Monday or Tuesday, and then I'm gonna have to watch something else, and because this shit just makes me sick. It makes me angry. This level of shit just, I just, he was with a family that loved and adored him. Why, if you hated him, why not just leave him there where he was happy and healthy? He was potty trained when you got him back. Why was he back at? How can you call yourself a mother and starve your child to death? Beat your child, use food as a punishment, and all the evil things you did. He was so hungry, he was eating his own. Oh, dude, oh my God.
Has never left my mind. It's probably never going to leave my mind.
Oh, I can.
Probably never going to leave yours. While the investigation continued, Chelsea remained free. But her surviving children were removed from her custody.
Thank
In
God.
response, she
CPS
posted
actually
online,
did something right for
"My
once.
heart is broken into a million pieces.
Oh,
I
shit.
just want my babies." The next day, she posted a longer request for spiritual help, saying, "Prayers, please. They took my kids. Even though..."
You know what you don't hear here? Any sympathy for the prayers for her son that is up in heaven now, or anything like that. You never wants to say, "I'm sad because I lost my boy and just don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna fucking live." For months after the shit happened, Mikey, I was lost. I was angry. I was just depressed. I would sit at this desk and play Call of Duty to try to drown out the pain I was feeling. And these people want to call themselves a mom.
They seen for themselves, they're great. They fought to go with police and DCS. They are traumatized, and so am I. Mom,
But bitch, I don't believe anything could traumatize you. You just did the most horrible. You gave this kid the most horrible. What was it? 74 days of his life, of his 5-year-old life. You did deplorable things to your own, to a child. Not, I'm not even gonna say your own, to a child, to a human being. You have no feelings, no empathy, nothing like that. And it's nothing to do with the fucking anything you want to claim, because depression, anything like that. I deal with depression. And I would never do this shit to my child. I would cut my fucking right arm off to save my child.
loves you kids with everything in me. Y'all are my whole world, my reason for life.
What about Chris? What about your son's whole fucking world? What about his life? He didn't want to die. He was a happy, healthy little boy. What about that, Mom? You selfish bitch.
Life. I never would have imagined our worlds getting turned upside like this, but I'm praying everything turns out okay and we can all be back home together soon. Or at least, even if not that, y'all will be all together with family. God, please help me to stay strong myself, but also for my babies to be together and stay strong too. I'm putting it in the Lord's hands too. I'm nothing without y'all, so I'm
Never wants to hear any sadness for her child. It's just that's life was literally cut short because of this monster this monster that he called mom. That up until his final fucking breath on this planet, loved her unconditionally. Was probably wondering, Mom, why are you doing this to me? Mom, why do you treat me this way? That he had actual parents, people that loved and adored him, that this person took him from.
Praying we are all home together again soon. Members of the community saw her posts online and were disturbed by her lack of care for the son she lost. Locals Shelley Pfeiffer and Vivian Pryor were so upset by the situation they felt compelled to organize a vigil for Christian a few days after his death. Shelley said, "The mother was publicly putting stuff on Facebook and didn't seem to care about the child. There was no remorse. She had nothing to say about him, and it was very strange. As a mom, I think she would be absolutely heartbroken." Vivian agreed that more attention needed to be
Videos like this make me want to go over and knock on my baby mama's door and just hug my daughter and kiss her and just because there's monsters like this in the world. This was his mother. That did it. She killed her son.
given to Christian. She said, "I wanted to put on a vigil because I felt like as a community we needed to mourn this child. He should be missed."
Chelsea also allegedly called Brittany, asking her for prayer.
Something like something so precious, and she just snuffed it out because she's evil. This woman is evil. Her son was literally starving so bad that he had to eat his own shit.
As well. According to Trevor's sister Christina, she heard a phone call Chelsea placed in which she said to Brittany, "Please pray for me. I did something bad. Don't tell the police." A few days later, on March 30th, Chelsea was officially arrested and charged with murder, felony neglect.
This is his cunt of a mother. Fuck that. We're not even going to call her mom or mother. This person, this monster, this demon that took a 5-year-old off this planet.
Resulting in death, and a separate charge of child SA. She was held without bond in the Jay County Jail. Once news of the SA charge was released, Chelsea's dad and some of his associates tried to blame Trevor for being inappropriate with Christian, but it doesn't seem like they had the full story and their accusation fell flat. Once more information was released, it turned out that one of Chelsea's daughters had accused her mother of being inappropriate with her for 2 years. That charge wasn't related to Christian's death. Prosecutors eventually dismissed the SA charges without prejudice, which means they could still refile them in the future.
Chelsea's murder trial was initially scheduled for September 2022, but it was postponed several times, and finally scheduled for July of 2023. It began on July 17th with Judge Brian Hutchinson presiding. During the trial, prosecutors argued that
This bitch looks sad to y'all. She just lost her child. No, this bitch looks like I don't. And is she wearing a fucking cross across her fucking neck? This is just like Scott Wilson. Scott Wilson, Bethel, Ohio. If you don't know who that is, look him up. That Barry Beamer guy we cover on here. He friends with him, worked for him. He's a baby killer as well. Shook a baby. Except the baby didn't die right away. The baby lived in a coma until roughly '06, and this was in the '80s when it first happened. She lived in a coma until like 2002, 2006, something like that. And then they finally pulled the plug, and she died at like 20 years old. But she was in a vegetative state until she died. Never regained consciousness. Never. And that piece of shit Barry Beamer from the fucking channel we cover on here, all he cared about was that his buddy, great Scott Wilson, Bethel, Ohio again, all he cared about was that fucking loser didn't go to prison for his crimes, that he got out of it. So all Barry cared about was that this poor woman, or this poor man, didn't go to jail for killing that poor little girl, even though she was 20, but that doesn't matter. He took her life away from her, and all Barry could always say, his poor friend didn't have to go fucking face his crimes. I bet Barry would probably even, oh, this girl shouldn't have went to jail either. I mean, he supports baby killers and all. Sorry, I am sorry, you guys. This video hasn't been like happy, where we're just cutting up, making fun, mocking. But I don't find anything in this video that was jokeable. I don't find any of this fucking funny. I don't find any of this hee hee ha ha. Look at this idiot. Look at this stupid cunt. Like I don't find what she did funny. I don't know how I could even turn it into a jokeable thing because it's not jokeable. It's deplorable. But I feel like things like this have to be talked about. Have to be. Because this one bitch isn't just the only one. There is multiple fucking people out there like her that would do this. That have done this.
Chelsea had deliberately, systematically starved and tortured Christian over a period of 74
like fucking Casey Anthony, how she killed her fucking daughter. Like
days. Chelsea's attorneys, public defender Jacob Dunnock and chief public defender Brandon Murphy, argued that she merely neglected the boy and didn't mean to murder him. The public defender...
Oh, I just starved him to where he ate his own shit, but I didn't kill him. That was your defense? What fucking lawyer would even, if I was a lawyer, if I was a criminal lawyer, I wouldn't touch a pedophile's case. I wouldn't touch a baby killer's case. I wouldn't touch anything like this. No. Nope. If anything, I will talk to the prosecutor because I want to help you prosecute this shit. I know that's not how this works, but I'm just saying.
Said that Chelsea was, now these are his words, a non-vaccination mother that didn't believe in doctors. He said,
she's also beats her kid, starves her kid to where he wants to eat his own, where he did eat his own feces.
The evidence in this case will show Christian had a short and tragic life.
Our universe is vast,
5 years old, you fucking
full
think
of
it was
challenges and opportunities.
In the final days of his life, he desperately needed...
This kid will never experience prom, driving a car, having children of his own, the things that makes life worth it. He will never get to experience because this cold-hearted fucking bitch snuffed that away.
Medical care. Because medical treatment could have saved him, her attorney argued that his death was the result of neglect and not CA.
Neglect. Her child stopped. Let's just take away the beating and the starving. Her child stops breathing. She waits an hour before calling 911. And in that hour, she is talking about putting her child in a literal black trash bag. Now, if we bring in the starving and the abuse and the using food as a punishment and all the deplorable shit she did.
Chief Public Defender Murphy blamed everyone else in Christian's life except Chelsea because no one did anything to save him. He said not one of them picked up the phone to call CPS.
Abused.
His death was preventable. It took one phone call from somebody else who cared.
Yeah, exactly.
Prosecutors argued Chelsea did more.
Like the fucking dweeb that she told that she wishes this child was dead. It took 5 seconds. Pick up your phone. Hello? CPS? Yeah, you need to go check on this psycho bitch that's fucking literally just told me she wants her child dead. Oh, guess what? I didn't make that call, so now this child's fucking dead. You fucking think all that? Fucking grandma saw him and he was fucking fine. Bullshit.
More than just fail to take care of her son. He said that she had made a conscious decision to kill her son and continued to follow through on that decision.
Yeah.
They pointed out that the two...
I wish he was dead. She said that. And probably had said it multiple fucking times. Like, I'm sure this wasn't a one-time thing. And even if it's a one-time thing, how could you even let that fucking shit? How could you even think that? We're talking about your child. We're not talking Joe Blow down the fucking street who you had a disagreement with. We're not talking your neighbor and you don't like your fucking neighbor and you wish you'd fucking have a heart attack or something. We're talking about your child.
Girls were healthy and well fed, and only Christian.
Oh, what do you know? The children that she never said she was dead were fucking healthy. But the one child she said she wished that child was dead was starved, horribly beaten, horribly fucking abused. Why did you take him back? He had a fucking family that loved him. Did you really get that much more government fucking money on your fucking EBT card? You obviously didn't love your son. You obviously didn't want him. Why not just give him to somebody who loved him and who would adore him? Would take care of him, protect him, and keep him safe from monsters like you. Chelsea. Not that you'll ever see this because
was
spoiler,
starving.
she got life.
They brought Brittany in to testify. She explained he had
this right here. This woman right fucking here and her husband loved this little boy. Potty trained him, was teaching him how to write. These two people were his mom and dad. This Chelsea bitch that killed this poor child was not his mom. She was a monster, just wearing human skin.
never had any problem eating and maintaining a healthy weight while she was taking care of him.
I can promise you this. This woman right here that you guys are seeing holding this poor little boy, when she found out this little boy had went and met Jesus and got his wings, the level of sadness that she felt, I don't even want to fucking think about it.
Asked if he was a picky eater, she said he liked food. Police investigators testified about the evidence they found during a search of Chelsea's home. They found a checkered blanket that smelled of urine that they suspected the boy used. They also found a black and blue notebook that had "I hate Trevor" written on it, which might explain what motivated Chelsea to mistreat Christian so badly.
So Trevor is what I'm assuming, if I remember right, was this boy's dad. But again, if you hate the child, and the child was in a home with two people that loved him that were his mom and dad, why did you ask for him, want him back? Why don't you just leave him there so he could be happy and healthy and have a normal life? Instead of taking him back and putting him through this hell that you put him through and snuffing his life short because you snuffed it out. This kid could have been a lawyer, a doctor, a fucking one of our great thinkers, could have been the next president. And you just hated him so much that you just did the most horrible shit that I've in a year of doing this channel. This is the most horrible shit I have ever listened to in my life.
They found the trash bag that Chelsea's oldest daughter had mentioned in her initial statement, as well as texts on Chelsea's phone confirming that Christian had eaten his own waste, which matched what the girls had independently told investigators.
You don't feel like getting up, going out, or working out? Sounds like you don't feel like much of a man anymore. It's not your fault.
Coroner Michael.
Do you know how hungry you would have to be to stick your hand in your diaper and pull out a fucking piece of your turd and want to eat it? Do you know how hungry you would have to be? Do you know the stomach pain you would have to be in? This poor kid. Oh my God. This poor baby.
Brewster said he believed Christian had been tortured in what he called a prolonged 74-day horror show. He described the boy as emaciated and so severely malnourished and dehydrated that he failed to thrive. During the autopsy, the coroner observed injuries consistent with being beaten, spanked, and choked, including numerous bruises and contusions on his body, and abrasions and injuries to his face. He also noted two
What? You beat your kids so bad that you left brute. Again, why not have left him with the people that cared about him, that fucking loved him like that would have gave him a normal, productive fucking life? Was the EBT really, was the government assistance you were getting off of just him? Was it just that? No, because there's no amount of money that would make what you did okay. There's no amount of money that makes this right. There's no justification. There's not gonna be one fucking person in my comments that's gonna justify this to where I'm like, yeah, you're right. No, a 5-year-old little boy is off this planet now because of a vindictive, cruel bitch that just was a monster.
serious injuries, one on Christian's neck and another on his ear. According to Coroner Brewster, the cause of death was complications from blunt force trauma to his head and oral cavity, and his manner of death was homicide.
Prosecutor Sheminar showed the jury pictures from the crime scene so they could all see his pale white face, dark marks around his eyes, skeletal nose, and emaciated body. He also showed Grandma Gladys the same picture after she testified about how the boy seemed healthy and fine on several occasions when she saw him. When she looked at the photo, she began to cry and said, "That's not what I saw."
Call bullshit. Grandma Gladys, fuck you.
He didn't look like that.
I hope and pray that you and your daughter get the fucking karma. You guys have to reap what the fuck this poor little boy suffered through. I fucking pray that your daughter right now, there is a fucking bigger, badder motherfucker in prison, and I know there is, that is making her eat her own shit out of the toilet. I fucking pray.
Prosecutors
And some people are like, oh, well, maybe she'll just get the 1-2 in the side there while she's in prison. No, that's too good. This bitch needs to get fucking raw dog with a fucking corn dog and fucking made to eat her own shit. Have to fucking have meltdown Skittles and hold somebody's pocket while she's in there. Like every day for the rest of this bitch's life should be fucking constant torture and hell because she decided to do the unthinkable to a poor child. Understand this. This bitch is no different to me than a fucking sex offender. She is just the same as a chomo, a fucking rapist, all that. There is no difference.
final witness was pediatric CA expert Dr. Tara Holloran. According to the doctor, Christian's average caloric intake for the final 2 months of his life was nearly 0 calories a day. In his closing argument,
0 calories for 74 fucking days. In case you don't know, calories are usually what's on every bit of food besides water. There is going to be calories in it. Besides, if you're drinking pop, the only thing it doesn't have calories, which I drink a lot of, is diet pop. Sorry about that, you guys. This child, for 74 fucking days, did not eat any fucking food. 74 fucking days. This poor baby went through this. Went through hell that none of us could fathom.
Prosecutor Sheminar reminded the jury that Chelsea made the decision to starve her son day after day after day. He said, "What do you say about a case like this? 74 days is what keeps coming back to me. 74 days is how long it takes to starve a 5-year-old boy. Every second of every minute of every hour for 74 days. She made a conscious decision to not feed her son."
He made a conscious decision to put her child through fucking.
How could anybody, let alone his own mother, inflict horror on a little child? This was a horrific way to kill somebody. It took 74 days of methodically sticking to the program of not feeding Christian and beating him. We treat animals better than she treated Christian. In just a little more than an hour, the jury found Chelsea guilty of 1 count of murder and 1 count of.
And what? Well, I feel. Oh, well, I feel probably done. This child, up until the day up until that final moment when he drawed his last breath and he went up there to get his wings, he loved her. That was his mom. I promise you, this little boy looked at her multiple and said, "Mommy, why are you doing this?" Little boy didn't. This little boy didn't know no hate, no evil. But the one person he had no choice but to trust, that would keep him healthy, that would keep him safe, took him off this planet. The one person in this fucking world that is supposed to protect him no matter what the sacrifice is, she was supposed to protect her child. If a robber broke into that house, she should have been willing to lay down her life to protect her children. This bitch made a conscious decision to do this to put this child through 74 days of pure hell, pain, and agony that most people wouldn't understand. Nor do I ever want to understand it.
Neglect of a dependent resulting in death. After the verdict was read, the jury was asked to start the second phase of the trial, during which they would determine an appropriate sentence for Chelsea. Her attorneys argued for a sentence of 55 years because of mitigating factors. They argued she had no previous felonies as a factor in her favor.
Oh, shut the fuck up. What about her son, huh? What about him? He had no criminal history. Hadn't even started his life yet, really. He was 5 years old. When this monster that you're seeing right now on your fucking, this is her on your screen, decided to starve her child and beat her child, have her child so fucking emaciated and hungry that he was eating his own fucking excrement.
They also asked the jury to consider her previous struggles with mental health, her difficult family history, and her limited resources.
Oh, here we go with the fucking mental fucking... Mental health has nothing to do with the monster this fucking bitch was. Or is. Stop using it as a fucking excuse.
The prosecution, however, was in favor of life without parole.
Fuck yeah.
They asked the expert on pediatric CA to explain the difference between CA and torture. She said in order to meet the definition of torture, the physical CA must have occurred on at least 2 separate occasions or 1 prolonged occasion. CA must also be paired with at least 2 psychological elements, such as deprivation and isolation, as such occurred in this case. She pointed out the injuries to Christian's neck and ear because she said those types of injuries couldn't occur accidentally. After hearing the arguments, the jury recommended life without parole. In Indiana, the jury makes a recommendation, and as long as they agree...
I'm glad we got life without parole. But at the same time, why can't for shit like this, the punishment should be what you put the victim through. She should have to starve, eat her own shit every fucking day. What she did to that little boy, it should be the rest of her life if we're gonna let her live. If not, let's starve her for 74 fucking days until her heart gives out. That's my that's my version of what the punishment should be. The punishment should fit the crime. Her breathing air in prison or out does not fit the crime because that little boy is not breathing anymore.
The judge is expected to follow their recommendation. Judge Hutchinson was happy to follow their recommendation, saying, "I understand I'm bound by the jury. Even if I'm not, I think life without parole is a very appropriate sentence." And that was the sentence he officially handed down on August 24th. During her sentencing hearing, the judge told Chelsea, "There are people out there who hope you get the same treatment as Christian. I would rather the scales fall from your eyes and you live the remainder of your years in horror." Chelsea is currently serving her time in the Indiana Women's Prison in Indianapolis.
A private service was held for Christian at the Williamson Spencer and Penrod Funeral Home in Portland. After the service, he was cremated and his ashes were given to the people who loved him. Recently, Trevor got a tattoo in Christian's memory. The image is inked on his chest and over his heart, and in it, he and Christian walked down a fishing.
This was Christian's mom and dad. Not the woman that took his life. This dude right here was his dad. And on that note, I'm ending this video here. I don't want to watch anymore. I want to try to forget this. If my daughter was here right now, I would just go hug her. I don't get how a parent could do this to their child. I don't get how anybody could do this to another human being. The hell this poor child went through was pure hell. I'm sorry this wasn't a lighthearted, hee regular low-cal covered video, but I saw this and I wanted to talk about it. My final thoughts are, did Christian get justice? Yes and no. She was punished. She's punished for her crime. I don't feel like the punishment fits the crime. She starved this poor child to where he was wanting to eat his own where he did eat his own excrement. Her punishment should have been the same. We should have starved her for 74 days, made her eat her own feces for 74 fucking days. If not, starve her until she finally bit the bullet, because that's what she did to this boy. Everybody says the punishment should fit the crime. She is still breathing air. Christian's not. You hurt a child. I don't give a fuck how you hurt it. If you hurt a child, the punishment should be the death penalty. That goes for kid killers, baby killers, fucking chomos, all that. There's no second chance. There's no putting him. Let's put him in a cell for the next 50 years and let the fucking taxpayer pay that. No. Firing a squad, hanging, or lethal injection should be their options. Or walk them through the fucking streets and fucking throw tomatoes at them, stone them to death with fucking rocks. My opinion on that. I do want to give my final thoughts, though. I hope that in the end, these people that took care of Christian understand that they were his mom and dad. And I'm sure that he knew that up until the very end. Who really loved him and who really had that bond with him. And just know one day you'll see him again. I wish somebody would have stepped in and this would have never happened. No child should have to go through this. And stay sane out there, you guys. Next week will be a more hee ha ha video where we cover fucking Wes Watson and his stupid shit. But even that's probably gonna be like more of a serious tone video, but it's gonna be a lot more lighthearted than this. I just saw this and wanted to talk about it and do a video on it because there's monsters like this. If you're dating somebody, a woman, a man, or you're just out in public and you see somebody abusing a child or talking about how they want their child dead, please Call the police. Please call somebody. Please. It takes one person to do the right thing to save a child's life. No child should go through the hell that this poor child did. And thank you guys for watching this video. I don't know how many views this video is going to get. I really don't care. But if you guys watch this video, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. You guys rock. Say a prayer for Christian, this little boy, and hope that he's up there in heaven right now happy. And finally at peace. Because here on earth he wasn't at peace. Well, that bitch had him. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.